In this presentation, I am going to talk about the drama Rasanayagam's Last Riot by Ernest Macintyre. Macintyre was a well-known Sri Lankan playwright during 1960s to 1980s. Ernest Macintyre wrote many plays, and they were presented many of the countries, include Sri Lanka, Australia. By his own experiences, he wrote this Rasanayagam's Last Riot. During the 1950s to 1980s, he was witnessing several ethnic riots in Sri Lanka. So, before we going to start the Rasanayagam Last Riot analysis, let's take a look at the historical fact. So, which leads to write this drama. So, as you all know about Black July. So, in the Black July happened as a result of 13 soldiers' death. 13 soldiers were killed by one of the Tamil ethnic group in Jaffna, and all the bodies were demanded to buried in Colombo burial, and as a result of the murders, there were several riots evoked in many parts of the country, especially in Colombo. And during that Black July, Macintyre picturized the true color of the Black July incident and the victimization as well. So this incident leads to the Black July and as well as Rasanayagam Last Riot described a tragic incident during the Black July in 1983. So in this presentation, I am going to analyze the major themes in the drama, such as victimization of ethnic riot and ethnic identity, friendship surfaces, divisions. Friendship surpasses divisions. So there are some sub themes, but these three are the major themes. So let's take a look at one by one. First, ethnic identity. In the Rasanayagam Last Riot, there were some major characters with cross relationships. Okay, they were belongs to different ethnic identities, but the drama center on the multi identities. When we talk about the characters, the major character Rasanayagam, who is a Tamil person, he studied at Peradeniya University and working in Colombo. And his friend Philip Fernando, who was studying Peradeniya University with Rasanayagam's classmate as well as roommate. And he originally as a singleist, and he married Philip Fernando, Sita Fernando. Sita Fernando was a Tamil westernized Colombo girl, and they were married. So, because of the different ethnic relationships, Rasanayagam Last Riot disclosed the ethnic identity. So, when we talk about the ethnic identity, I have taken the extract from the drama. I shouted Baldia, Baldia, Baldia. So, the reputation of the Baldia spoken by Rasanayagam when Rasanayagam planned to go to Philip Fernando's house to protect himself. Protect himself in the sense, whenever the ethnic riots happen in Sri Lanka, Philip Fernando was the person who gives shelter to Rasanayagam to save his life. It is evident when Rasanayagam first went to the Peradeniya University and he was a roommate with Philip Fernando. When the seniors ragging was happening, that time Rasanayagam was hiding under the bed and they asked him to reveal his identity, but he pronounced the word Baldiya. Baldiya means bucket. So in singular meaning of the word bucket is Baldiya. So as far as singular is concerned, ba sound is a special feature of their pronunciation and their language, which is absent in Tamil language. As a Tamil person, we don't have ba sound. Therefore, if we fail to pronounce the word ba, pronounce the sound ba, we consider as Tamilians. So therefore, Rasanayagam perfectly practiced the word Baldiya in the drama in order to protect himself, and Philip Fernando was the person taught him to pronounce the word Baldiya. So during that riot, the word Baldiya was the password to show their identity. So this line spoken by Rasanayagam when he was going to Philip Fernando's house. So it emphasizes that Rasanayagam hide his true identity. So whenever the riot happens, he hide his true identity as a Tamil person to protect himself, to serve his life. So it shows that to survive in the country is more important than to hide one's true identity. So which is disclosed through the character Rasanayagam at the beginning of the drama. And also, the Dixon shouted. The Dixon shouted clearly emphasizes the pathetic condition of the scenario, how he was forced to pronounce the password Baldiya. Moreover, when we talk about the theme, friendship surpasses divisions, Rasanayagam and Philip Fernando had a strong bonding between them, and their friendship does not have any barriers in the drama. For example, whenever Rasanayagam needs a shelter, Philip Fernando was the person who gives shelter to him. It doesn't matter whatever happens the outside of the house, which means there were several riots against Tamil civilians. Even though Rasanayagam belongs to Tamil community, Philip Fernando does not care about that. He shows his friendship he shows his affection towards Rasanayagam. So this was happened in this drama. It is evidence when Philip Fernando says, we gave him protection in this house, not because he was a Tamil in general, but because he was Rasanayagam particularly. So the Dixon particularly emphasizes the particular person, Rasanayagam. Philip Fernando does not care about the Tamil or the ethnic riots which is happening outside his house. He always tried to maintain the smooth friendship with Rasanayagam. Therefore, he does not wish to talk about the ethnic problems with him. However, as a wife, Sita Fernando asked him to talk about it openly with Rasanayagam, because she was considering that friendship does not have any barriers. Therefore, Philip Fernando should talk to him freely about all the matters. Well, whatever happens, he should have to talk with him. But he only talked with Sita Fernando about the ethnic problems. So it shows that Sita and it shows the Philip Fernando's two faces. Two faces in the sense he saw one face to Sita Fernando and one face to Philip Fernando. So, one face to Rasanayagam. So, when we look at the relationship between Rasanayagam and Philip Fernando, it shows there is no barrier between them to maintain their friendship. And the object pronoun him indicates Rasanayagam. So it was practiced that since 1953 there were several riots. Whenever the riots happened, Philip Fernando and his wife gave Rasanayagam shelter in order to maintain their friendship and save his life as well. So, the drama reveals the friendship surpasses division. And when we talk about victimization of ethnic riot is a major theme in the play. Ernest Macintyre reveals the Tamil victims in the drama effectively. So, the character Rasanayagam portrays as a victim in the drama. For example, at the beginning of the drama, Rasanayagam forced to pronounce the word Bhajiya by his seniors. So, when the seniors came to the ragging, he was hiding under the bed. So, it shows that how badly he was treated by the rioters and by the seniors. So, always Rasanayagam was victimized by the ethnic group of peoples and the mobs. So it is evidence in the university life. And when we come to at the end of the drama, again Rasanayagam was victimized, but it is contrasting that when at the beginning of the drama Rasanayagam hide his true identity, but at the end of the drama he reveals his true identity. So he reveals his true identity. So it is evident that he shows his true identity when he was going to refugee camps to protect himself. Not only protect himself, but also he wants to know what is happening in the refugee camp as his friend murdered suspectly. So therefore, when he was going to the refugee camp, he was stopped by the mobs and again forced him to pronounce the word Bhajiya correctly. So this time he was failed to use his knowledge and he was killed by the mobs. So therefore, at the end of the drama, he reveals his true identity. So when a person hides his true identity, he was able to survive in the country during the riot. But when he wants to show his true identity, he lost his life during the riot. So the drama reveals a victimization of Rasanayagam, and not only Rasanayagam but also Sita Fernando. It is evident the people who surrounded by Sita Fernando's house, they know Rasanayagam is a Tamil civilian and he was a friend of Philip Fernando's family. So whenever the riot happens, the surrounded people knows the family only gives shelter to Rasanayagam. Therefore, they know during the 83 riot also, Rasanayagam would be protected by Sita Fernando's house. So when Sita Fernando went to shop and buy the goods, the shop owner said this time the searching was somewhat difficult, because even the terrorists, which means the person who saves Tamilians, also punished. In the earlier stage, the people who hide them identity, and the Tamil people were victimized. But in that particular riot, they announced that, and the people who were talking around the Sita Fernando's house, they expressed their patriotism, like the person who saves Tamil people also punished. So in that case, Sita Fernando also victimized. And moreover, there are some sub-themes. So when we talk about the theme, racism is baseless. So racism is baseless, successfully revealed in the drama Rasanayagam's Last Riot by Ernest Macintyre. So as we already discussed, friendship surpasses division. So similar to that, if we want to maintain a friendship strongly, racism is not a matter to build up the friendship. So it is evidence the character Philip Fernando and Rasanayagam and the friendship between them. Whenever and whatever happens, Philip Fernando was a person always protect Rasanayagam, and they maintained a good relationship with him. And also, as a multicultural country, people should have to think apart from the racism and ethnic identity. So it successfully reveals through the drama. So here you can see, when we talk about the Rasanayagam Last Riot, the title of the drama reveals the indirect message to the readers. For example, the Dixon last symbolically indicates the message of the last riot. So it does not mean the last riot in Sri Lanka, because there were several riots before the Black July and after the Black July. But in particularly, it indicates the Rasanayagam's Last Riot. Philip Fernando and Sita Fernando were decided to move to Australia because of the 83 riot, and they were worrying about Rasanayagam, because whenever the riot happens, they were only giving protection to him. But after they are moving, what happened to Rasa? They were worrying about that. But at the end of the drama, Rasanayagam was killed by the mobs. So the last indicates that it was the Rasanayagam's last riot, that he shows his true identity and he sacrificed his life. And also, Philip and Sita Fernando was the person. Lastly, they protect Rasanayagam. So as you all know that Rasanayagam Last Riot reveals the ethnic identity problems during the Black July and in the Sri Lankan Black history, and also friendship surpasses divisions, and as well as racism is baseless in the multicultural country. So Ernest Macintyre, by his own experience, he conveyed the true color of the racial discrimination and the ethnic riots and the true victimization of an ethnic riot in the drama successfully.